Hello guys and welcome to my second tutorial video on the American DJ WiFly NE1. Today we're going to take a look at how you can control your fixtures and record different looks. Make sure you go check out my last tutorial video by clicking on the annotation up here, where I went through how to set up the desk and patch your different fixtures. Anyway, let's get started. So now you've patched your fixtures, you're ready to start controlling your lights, and it's really simple. On the left hand side here we have various modes, followed by a set of 12 function keys and 4 encoders. Now what the function buttons and the encoders do depends on what mode you have the desk in. Currently we're in fixture mode, and this is just for selecting all of your lights. So fixtures 1 and 2 are the pocket spots, fixtures 3 and 4 are the pocket scans, and fixtures 5 and 6 are the pocket rolls. When you select a fixture, it'll automatically turn it on and home its position. Now in fixture mode, the encoders act as your pan and tilt control. So I can go ahead and pan the lights and tilt them. And for the case of the barrel scanner, rotate the barrel. So you've got your pan control, you've got fine pan, tilt and fine tilt. The fine controls basically allow you to make very small adjustments to the positions. The fine controls are great if you're trying to pinpoint something in a room. You can just make a really small adjustment to your position. And all the position values are displayed on the screen here. So now we can change on to our next mode, which is color. We can now go ahead and select one of the function buttons, which will change the color on our fixtures. Same applies here for gobo, but this will only work of course for the pocket spots, because they're the only light with a separate gobo wheel. Going back to our fixture selection quickly, we can see that currently all our fixtures are green, and this means they're all currently selected. So if I go in and change a color or change a gobo or move position, it will apply to all of my fixtures. Now let's say I only want to change the color of the pocket spots. All I need to do is deactivate my other fixtures, and now I'm only controlling the pocket spots. And again, if I want to bring them back in, simply reselect them. So the next mode here is our effect mode. The desk has a load of built-in movement effects you can easily add to your lights. So if we select an effect here, our lights are now doing a simple moving light effect. If we look over at the screen here, we can see we've got several different options, and our encoders have changed to now control the speed of the effect, the phase, the size and the direction. So I want to speed up the effect, I can simply wheel the encoder up, change the size of the effect with this encoder here, change the direction with the bottom encoder, now phase here is one of my favorite features. Currently all the lights are in phase, so they're all doing exactly the same positions at exactly the same time. If I adjust the phasing here, it basically steps some of the lights out of sequence slightly, so they're not all exactly in the same position at the same time. So we're currently under effects, but we're actually on the moving light effects here, which you can see on the screen. If we adjust our dial here, we can go onto a different page. We've got RGB effect 1 and RGB effect 2. So if you've got lights that use different colored LEDs and you want to add a color effect, you can scroll through into the RGB effect mode and apply one of those effects. Now if I wanted to completely stop my movement effect, I could just hit the pause button here and it'll just stop the effect exactly where it is, and release pause, it continues off from where it was. One of the final modes here is our show mode, and the show mode basically allows you to access the internal programs built into the light. And this basically allows you to select from the various built-in shows inside your lighting fixtures, though it only applies to certain fixtures that have the correct information in their fixture profile. So that's kind of how you go about controlling your lights. Now let's say I'm really happy with the way this looks at the moment and I want to store this to recall later. Well, down over here we have a memory bank. And this is where you can store different looks you create and easily recall them later. So if I want to store this look in memory bank 1, all I do is hold down on the button. You'll see on the screen it says operation complete, and now that look has been stored directly onto the button. So I can go and access a completely different set of effects and colors, and then immediately if I need to, press that button to recall the look I just saved. You've got 6 buttons here, but you can record up to 12 different looks. If you press the escape page key here, you'll notice the button starts flashing, and that means that you are on the second page of buttons. So you're now accessing memories 7 through 12. If I want to go ahead and delete a memory, we have to go into our menu. Hold down the setup button and scroll down to delete memory. Select delete memory, and you have an option to delete all the memories on the desk, or you can individually select which memory you want to remove. You'll also notice that it's currently password protected, so I can't remove the memory without entering the password. Enter my password, confirm, and I've just deleted that particular memory. We can now exit the setup and start controlling our lights again. On the very right hand side of the desk, we have two faders here. We have our master dimmer, which just controls the overall intensity of all of your lights. We have a blackout button here, which we can toggle to turn on or off all of our lights. Next to the master, we have our strobe rate and our strobe button. This allows us to easily set all of our fixtures to strobe. So at the bottom here, you have the strobe button, which you hold down to turn on and off the strobe mode. And then you have your strobe rate. Currently, with the default fixture profile, this fader is actually just controlling all of our shutter information. So if we go beyond the strobe settings, we actually get into things like dimmer pulses and open shutter. Ideally, you want it so this is your minimum strobe value and this is your maximum. And you can easily go ahead and do that just by adjusting your fixture profiles in the fixture editor, which I'll cover in an upcoming video. Finally, if you want to easily and quickly turn off all your active fixtures, hold down the escape key and it will deselect and deactivate all of your fixtures. So the WiFly NE1 makes it really easy to take control of your lighting fixtures. And in the next tutorial video, we'll take a closer look at some of the more advanced features in the menu. Make sure you check out the rest of my tutorial videos on the WiFly NE1 and my full review by clicking on the annotations at the end of this video. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.